Hey GlamFam, Alexzandria
Hi.
and Linwood here, and today we're going to be showing you a really cute children's style, but first we've got to shampoo this high porosity hair. Zan, you want to show them what we're using?
We're using this.
Turn it that way. We're using the Too Chic Ultra Moist shampoo and conditioner in the avocado and olive oil line. There you go. Her hair loves this stuff, so we're going to be utilizing that, and I'll show you guys how it will respond because I'm only using these products and this leave-in here on today's video. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get her shampooed. We'll come right back and we'll get started. Alright, so this hair has been freshly shampooed, and now we are going to put some leave-in in there. So usually I'm a bit sparing with this, but her hair drinks stuff up because, like I said before, it's high porosity. So we're going to go ahead and work this through these locks. And then why don't you put that towel over your shoulders so your shirt doesn't get wet.
Oh, yes.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and brush through this with my Denman, and we'll be right back. So now that this hair has been brushed out, I'm going to go ahead and part out for her subsection. So I'll grab my comb like this one here, and I'm going to go ahead and part her out along the parietal ridge. I've got this, Ann, thank you. So the parietal ridge, if you're looking at it, is a section where the head begins to curve here. So like imagine an old man going bald. Sam, put that head down, please. Imagine an old man going bald. He's going to go bald along this portion here, up in the top of that horseshoe is. Now instead of rounding out the top like I would for a bald man, I'm going to take it from there and I'm going to go all the way down into the center nape. Okay, so I'll show you guys up close here in just a moment. You can see we have this section parted out. Tilt that head forward for me, Zan. So we've got her section parted here, as well as here. And you pretty much just want to look and part straight up. We want to look and make sure we're pretty symmetric on here. So you can use the high points of the eyebrows to kind of help measure that out. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and turn her around. Let me back you guys up a bit so you can see what's going on. Alright, Zan, tilt that head down for me, please. Thank you. In the back, we've parted all the way down into that center nape like this here. So as you're rounding out from that top, you literally just want to take it down to the dip in the neck here. And that's going to help you to make that triangle section. Now, so as you can see from this point, all we're doing is parting straight back from the high point of the brow, and we're going to clip the bottom out of the way. Alright, so that leaves us with this section of hair right here. Now you guys know she's got those natural dips like I do. It's genetic. We both have cul-de-sacs. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start that front braid out. Hold still, please. I'm going to start that front braid out just a little bit bigger in terms of my parting because I don't want to put added stress on those edges. And I'm going to come down at a diagonal angle like so. Okay? From there, I'm going to go ahead and pin this hair out of the way with a duckbill clip. And this portion I'm going to begin to braid down like so. Alright, so our second braid we're going to do the same thing, and we're just going to literally parallel this part line here. So we're going to come right along and I'm going to part out another section just like that. Now these don't have to be super tiny. Because the smaller they are, it does look more neat, but it's also going to take you 22 years to get it done. So we've got that next section parted out. You guys can see it's parallel to the last. Okay, braid that down as well. If you don't know how to cornrow, I do have a cornrowing tutorial as well, and that way you guys can kind of have that to follow right along with. Alright, so now I've got these two braids braided down, and I'm going to go ahead in with a third part line, and we're literally just going to continue this pattern. Now the only difference in how we continue this pattern is like this. So now that we've got those first two and I've parted out a third, we're going to take the bottom of this very first braid and we're going to bring it back up. I'm going to section my braid back out like I have it. And we're going to see, now I need to unbraid it a few steps just to make sure that it's got that right length on it. Okay, so you want to bring it to where it starts just short of my section that I'm starting out with here. So Zan, tilt in some just like that so they can see. So we've got that braid there. We're going to pass over this braid and bring it right up here and start braiding on that corner. So I'm going to bring this hair right on up. We'll pick up here on the corner and we begin to braid upwards. And then from there we're going to turn that braid, Zandri, we're going to turn that braid downward like so. Now, if some of you are familiar with our last year's back to school hairstyle, then you probably remember this technique. I'm showing this to you guys so you can understand how there are so many different applications for that same technique to be able to utilize them in hairstyling. Alright, so now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and part out this section here. And notice you can see right through that section. It makes it very easy to parallel those sections. Now you guys see why I like the metal tip combs like this. It makes it much easier to kind of do the job and see what you have going on. So now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and pick up my section here of this last braid that we did, and we just want to unbraid it a few steps again. And now I'm going to go ahead and feed it on up. Now I am working on her hair while it's wet. If you need more control, you can work on this hair while it's dry, and that way it'll give you a bit more control and it will make it less likely to frizz. Now from there, I'm just going to continue this pattern all the way back to the back of this section. Alright, so once you get down to where all you have left is this little piece, what you're going to do instead of crossing over there is you're going to go ahead and part it in half like this. We just want to make sure that part line is nice and clean. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to take my clip and part off that top section so it's out of the way. From there, I'm going to continue braiding this bottom braid, but now I'm just going to turn it and braid it going backwards. This way it braids it directly into our hairstyle. Alright, and then from there we'll go ahead and braid this hair a little ways down just so it's out of the way and it doesn't come unraveled. Now with this bottom one, we're going to go ahead and still bring it up and across, but we'll add it to this little section that we have parted out here. Alright, so once we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and part out this next section. Now instead of me going ahead and doing another one of those, I'm going to change it up a bit by just doing a straight braid in here. So we're going to alternate these out. And we'll do it just like that there. This bottom section will get pinned out of the way. And this next braid is going to be straight back, just like I said before. Remember that the smaller you start out your braids, the neater they look. And it prevents you from having to pull as tight to get the braid looking neat and tight. So just a power tip for you there. And what we're going to do is we're going to literally, on this section, I'm going to repeat the same thing we had going on there, and we'll just continue this pattern in here. So we'll have the zigzag, straight, zigzag, straight. Alright GlamFam, so as you guys can see, I went ahead and braided up this whole side, and as I showed you really quickly there, I wasn't fully satisfied with this one, so I went ahead and redid it, just because the angle's easier when I don't have the camera right up on it. But you guys can see, I just went ahead and followed that design all the way down into the nape, and I'm going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side of the head. So I've done this, this design here, turn so they can see, Dan. I've done this on both sides, turn this way. So that way you guys can kind of see there, and on the middle we're going to go ahead and do something different. So what I'm going to do is I'll drop this section here, and I just want to kind of let this hair loose. Now this top part is still a little damp, the back portions are pretty dry. So what I'll want to do is I'm gonna go ahead and come back here and we're just gonna open it up. Now, when we do so, what we'll do, let me have you turn that head this way, Zan. There you go. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and open it up, and I'm just gonna start finding part lines to kind of reach across and match up. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just wanna go ahead and match it up. And we've got a little knot in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and do some finger detangling instead of the comb, and that way it's more comfortable for her. From there, what I'm gonna do is clip that up and out of the way like so. And we're also gonna move this hair up and out of the way so our part lines match up and you guys can kind of see how clean that part is. All right, so let me back you up just a hair. There you go, and that way you guys can see what's going on. And what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna take a little bit, I've got foaming wrap and setting lotion mixed together in here. It's actually Nairobi's foaming wrap with a little bit of Nairobi's texturing styling lotion. And I'm just gonna put a few pumps of that in my hand. We're gonna work that through her hair. Tilt that head forward, please.
Yes, sir.
Not your whole body, just your head. There you go, thank you.
Welcome.
Stay tilted forward. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take that hair and we're gonna ponytail it up. So we'll toss a ponytail in that section there. And on that last round, instead of just going through there, I'm going to go ahead and pull it part way through like that. And we will fan that hair out. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that some more. And the ends of this hair, what we'll do is I'm gonna open up the inside of this. The ends of the hair, I'm gonna pull right into the center of that bun. And that way what it does, it just kind of helps to fill, tilt that head forward, Zan. It just kind of helps to fill that bun up like so. You guys see that? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that a couple of times and then I'll show you what I'll do with those buns. Yes, ma'am. Alright, GlamFam, so once we've done this part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move each of these buns forward. So I'm going to take that bun, move it forward like that, and we're going to pin it down with some bobby pins, which I keep a big box full of bobby pins at the house because being a stylist, you know, that's just what we do. Can you hold those for me?
Yes. Ooh.
Thank you.
Oops.
That's okay.
Gotcha.
Alright, then I'm just going to go ahead, take my bobby pins, open it up slightly, and I'll pin that from one side. Let me get one from. And then I'll go in
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
and pin it from the other side. Now you want to make sure your pins make an X because it helps to lock them in place. The next section, I'll push forward just like the last. Now I can see this section is looking a little frizzy, so what I'm going to do is take a little bit more foaming wrap and we're going to smooth that over the hair. Give that bun a bit of a spin, and that way the frizzy side is going to be the side that gets pinned down. So we'll go ahead and move that hair right on up like so. You get a pin?
Big one.
Thank you.
And then we're going to do the tiniest one. Bigger.
Need one more?
Tiniest one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Head down. And that last bun, we're going to do the same thing. Push it right on up. Like so. Pin, please.
I don't have it.
Oh, you're out of pins. Oh, no. Okay, I'll just grab some out of the box. There you go.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Meow, 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 meow.
Go on in there. Pin. Thank you. Turn again. And we're going to pin from the opposite side. Remember, you want to create that X. It's going to help to lock that shape in place. That actually should be enough. Let me see here. Then from there I want to go ahead and lift, and this one is feeling a little loose, so I'm going to go ahead and add an extra pin just for some added security on that bun. And from there we are going to be good to go. On the sides, just to ensure they don't get frizzy, I'm going to apply a little bit of foaming wrap, emulsify that in my hand, and we're going to rub it right on over these braids. What that's going to help to do is ensure that we have little to no flyaways on these braids, and for added security you can tie this up with a scarf. Now in terms of maintaining this, what we like to do is we'll take a scarf and tie it loosely around the sides, or around the top and tight around the sides. So for all of those who saw her lookbook and were wondering how we did this style, now you know. And if you're looking to do this for back to school or for any other occasion for your little princess, then you know, you go ahead and have at it.
Daddy.
If you like this video, be sure to let us know by giving it a thumbs up. And if you love more content like this, please be sure to subscribe. Yeah, so until next time, you guys, take care. God bless. Stay glam, and
you know, we love you, boo.
you know we do. Take care, you guys.
I want to learn how to turn it off.
You want to learn how to turn it off? Oh my gosh, the camera's getting broken.
I see you, Daddy.